Yes. It has finally come. We are now on iTunes. Hello, this is the Weekly Awakening podcast with Christian Edwards, and today we have a fabulous guest with us, Elijah
Hello.
Hope. Yes, hello there, Elijah.
Nice to meet you.
But before we get into the podcast, we got to take care of some business. As I was trying to say as I started this podcast, we are now on iTunes. It is true. It has finally come. It's a miracle. I started, if you go, how you listen to it. So imagine, you're not at home. You don't have time to listen to the podcast. Maybe you don't even want to, but maybe you're in your car. You're driving, you're stuck in traffic, maybe you're in the gym, and you're just sick of hearing that crappy gym music and listening to people groan and grunt while they do these maneuvers on the machines. Maybe you're sick of that. Or maybe you're in a cubicle and you're sick of hearing the guy next to you cough and burp and sneeze. If you feel at all like any of these things, you should please go to the App Store if you have an iPhone and get the podcast app. Just search podcast. It's free, of course. And all you have to do is download that and search The Weekly Awakening, or you can even just search Christian Edwards. You'll find the podcast there. There's only one in there so far. This one, the third one, is going up. I didn't upload the first podcast ever because I didn't record it, the audio. I only did the video. So it starts off with number 2. So yeah, so if you feel any of those things, go get the podcast. Otherwise, maybe we're not that good of friends yet. Maybe you guys are still trying to get to know me. I don't know. And if you just want to use Ustream and you don't want me on your iPod, I understand. But I'm glad you watch on Ustream or Vimeo. But I just wanted to let you know that you can listen to us on your phone too. Anyway, you can follow on Twitter. You can find me at CHRIS_Edwards with 2 S's because somebody already had a 1S Edwards
Taken.
So, yeah. So you can find me there, and I also created a Facebook page. Just search for The Weekly Awakening. Sorry, there's a lot of announcements, and maybe it sounds like I'm spamming you
Updates.
through audio, but I just want people to be informed and be part of this. So anyway, with that being said, Elijah's here.
I am here.
Let's get it started.
Let's go.
The Weekly Awakening with Christian Edwards. All right, what's up, Elijah?
What's up, Christian?
All right, so we had a good weekend this past weekend. For people who don't know, Elijah's a good friend, and maybe you even know Elijah. And we had a good weekend. We went to Banshee Reeks Park, and we did a little meditation.
Meditation, incense.
Yeah, we brought incense with us, a bunch, and we lit like this just rod of death.
I would call it a rod of death for meditation.
All right, well, it's
rod of peace.
All right, rod of peace. But yeah, so we sat there and we listened to some music, and we even did some chanting at some point. You guys finally felt welcome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for it. There's some kids who are sketched out, but
I think it's just people aren't used to the idea of meditation. Like even worse, if you even speak of chanting, as I did yesterday, you get ridiculed.
Yeah, and laughed at.
Yeah, and they want to just beat you with a wooden stick. I can see it.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of them actually want to do it, but they know that other people are just going to say, like, what? That's crazy, so they just decide not to.
I mean, yeah, I understand, but I just hope that people can finally just, step outside of their boundaries and, take a chance. I mean, if they don't want to, they don't have to, of course, but I don't know. I thought it would be cool to do have a harmony of an ohm.
If it was serious, it would be cool.
I mean, it could be serious. It's just they weren't
But
treating
not
it seriously.
with the people that we're trying to get to do it. Maybe not.
Oh, so if it was more respected,
People who are willing to take it seriously.
Okay, so if it was more respected, like with more respected, like more official people,
Yeah.
you'd be more down. It's just the fact that they're with your stupid friends.
I didn't call them stupid. I like my friends.
No,
but they're just not. They're not. I don't know. Maybe not in the right mindset.
All right, so you didn't feel like you felt like it'd be a waste of time to even try to get them.
More or less.
Okay, I see. Well, then why are you hanging out with these people, Elijah?
Because I like them for reasons aside from meditation.
Well, no, but it's not just meditation. It's more just. It sounds like you can't do what you want all the time with them.
I mean, I definitely can't, but that's why I have friends like you, Christian.
All right,
to take me away from the normal.
All right, good. I'm glad that I'm your spiritual guide. Not really.
Well,
no, not spiritual guide, but you know what I mean.
I do.
So have you ever? So we also have here. You were interested in this before.
Yeah,
the podcast.
man.
This is a singing bowl, and this is the for people that are watching. This is the symbol for Om.
Isn't a symbol for that?
Om, yeah, which is Om.
Yeah, Om.
Yes. So this helps with meditation, and you take this wooden stick. I don't know what you would call it. Is it a mallet? It's not a mallet.
Wait, so that's called a singing bowl?
Singing bowl, a Tibetan singing bowl. If you
That
guys
should be
want to
the-
look it up.
That should be the Tibetan singing pole.
The singing bowl.
The singing pole for the singing bowl.
This is what creates a bowl to sing. What allows the bowl to sing. So it's used for meditation. I don't know a lot about it, but I was interested. Went to Amazon, got one for like $15. It's a very small one. You can buy huge ones that you can hit them, and they have a nice chime sound. It rings.
I like that.
And you can even listen. It's still going. But what these are really used for, what makes these special from just regular bowls in your house, is it's kind of like the wine glass effect. Have you ever had a wine glass?
I fail with that every time I try though.
I've never tried that, but it's the same thing. So here, people watching on Ustream or Vimeo.
Does it just keep getting louder?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then you start going, oh.
Do you keep doing it while you do it?
But so yeah, it's used for stuff like that. I also have this bell, and these were really cheap. I got.
Wow.
It's the same idea. And the only reason I got those were like I could get if I bought those for like $2 more if I got the bowl. You know what I mean? It's like they have those deals on Amazon.
Seems
so
worth
I got it. Yeah. So pretty much the idea is it's all about just sound the sound just healing. Have you heard of sound therapy? Sound healing?
Probably. Refresh me.
It's mainly like a holistic thing, you know, more a naturopath, you know, like that kind of healing. Pretty much it's the belief that a sound or sounds can heal you mentally, even physically, like something like, but it's mainly I don't know, I've never tried it, but that's why I also wanted to get the bowl, because I was interested in the idea. But I've seen on the internet people they go to these places, and of course it's like a hippie guy with all these bowls.
Of course.
Yeah, and they lay down, the patient lays down on the floor, closes their eyes on their back or their stomach, whatever one, and the guy puts the bowls all around him, and he just walks around her while she's like meditating, just hitting the bowls, and they're all ringing like, oh.
That honestly sounds pretty cool.
Like the sound I just played, but they have deep ones that are like, oh. Like if you have a bigger bowl, it gets the deep, like the lower the sound is.
And
so
it's just in the store?
What?
It's just in the place?
The store? What do you mean?
With a hippie guy.
It's probably at his house. Yeah, he probably collected them. Like, you have to buy them. but they get really expensive. This was a cheap one. You can buy them for like $200 each. But so yeah, so that's why I was interested in getting it. I mean, I've used it a few times during meditation that I've tried. But at a certain point, it's just kind of hard to keep that rotation going.
Yeah.
While you're like trying to like let go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just need somebody to do it.
You needed somebody to do it for you. Yeah, and that's why I want to go to a sound therapy place, because like that's the idea of it. You just meditate and the person does everything for you.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah. So
Are they like common though, like in the area?
Not around here, dude. I'm sure they're everywhere in California and places like that.
California.
But no, I don't know any around here. However, the place I've been going to do meditation classes the past few weeks, underneath them is a holistic treatment place with like essential oils.
Underneath?
It's a 2-story building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And stuff. And I've never been in there, but I'm interested. But yeah, I don't know. What's up with you, man? What's on your mind?
Tell me more about your meditation. Like,
what do you mean?
Since when did you start?
Oh, this is a recent interest, dude. I had ideas of it for the past like 6 months, but I didn't actually like make the commit. Oh no, that's a lie. It's been longer than that. It's been about a year. I've had thoughts of it, but it wasn't until like maybe August or September past year, that I actually said, no, I'm going to sit down and try this. And because I knew I couldn't get anybody to do it with me. It was going to have to be like
you gotta
a lone
start
thing. Yeah. So that's how I started. And at first, it's hard because after 3 minutes, you're like done with it. You're like, all right, I feel like I've been sitting here for like an hour.
Yeah.
But that's why I went to this class that I'm taking. It's helped me a lot, even though I've only been to 3, because it's the same thing. It's a guided meditation. There's a guy that he just says stuff like, close your eyes, let everything fade away, and just release your inner spirit. Stuff like that. And it's just for 15 minutes. And you get deep, man. You get deep.
Yeah.
And it's easier to do with a group of people. But this past week was very interesting. We actually started chanting.
Oh, I meant to go to that actually. I forgot.
You can come this week, dude. It's tomorrow. So, and we'll probably chant tomorrow too, because it sounds like it's each week they're doing more in depth stuff. The first class I went to was very, very basic, just like breathe deep. And now it's like
advancing.
Yeah, now it's like talking about higher levels of consciousness and how the universe.
Oh, it's getting exciting.
Yeah, dude. And now we're chanting. So this was the first chant we did. Maybe we can do it together. I have to show you. We went Om Shanti. It's Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, and Shanti is means peace. So pretty much you're just doing Om, which is like, I should look it up. There's like some, what is Om? Like,
yeah, that's what I asked. Like, does that actually translate to something, or is it just like you trying to help yourself find peace and stuff? Like,
okay, here we go. A short description. Om is a mystical Sanskrit sound of Hindu origin, sacred and important in the various dharmic religions such as Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism. But I'm trying to figure. I guess it doesn't really tell you what it is.
Yeah,
it's where it's from.
Should see where it originated.
Om is where is. I feel like it has something to do with yin and yang, but Om meaning yoga. It's a mystical symbol, sacred, but what is it?
Could you try? What does Om represent?
Yeah, all right, the symbol Om, which is the imperishable Brahman, is the universe. What whatsoever has existed, whatsoever exists, and whatsoever shall exist hereafter is Om.
Oh my god.
So it's like
that's a big concept, Christian.
You know what I mean? That's like whatever has been here, everything.
It's just like
is nothing, and everything is everything.
I feel like it's something you have to think about. But so it said it's everything that ever was, is, and will be.
All right, whatsoever has existed, whatsoever exists presently, and whatsoever shall exist hereafter is Om.
So Om is everything.
Om is all. And whatsoever transcends past, present, and future is also Om.
Wow.
Brahman can be viewed as divinity. So yeah, I think it's just Om is like I don't even know. Like,
I mean,
I don't even know how to like break that down.
I feel like if it's supposed to represent everything, when you say it during meditation, it's like you're singing the song of the universe almost.
Almost, yeah. I guess that's a good way to look
like you're saying everything that ever happened, or will happen, or is happening.
Whatever has existed, and whatever exists, and whatever will exist in the future is equal. It's all the same.
It's actually kind of interesting because they say, let your mind be free of any thoughts and stuff, right? Like when you're meditating, I've heard like you wanna see the thoughts but not interact with them, just let them like float along and stuff.
Right.
But it's interesting that you're trying to clear your head when at the same time you're saying everything that's in existence. Like you're saying Om, which is everything that's happened or going to happen or is happening, but you're also trying to not be thinking about anything at the same time.
Yeah.
Maybe it represents you taking everything out of you because you're trying to clear your head by saying everything that's in existence, will be, and has been, but like you're taking it out of yourself.
Yeah. So this is what I'm a total noob. I've only been trying to do this seriously like for the past 3 weeks. Like I have been doing it throughout the past 6 months, but I've been trying to get more serious and in depth with it the past few weeks. But the guy was trying to, not this past week, but the week before, he was trying to talk about the idea, because the same question came up, because we go through meditation for 15 minutes and then we have questions. It's like a class. Mm-hmm. Like anybody who has questions, and then we go through another 15 minutes and the class is over. And somebody asked the same question. Because the problem they had was they said the same thing: clear your mind, have no thoughts. But at the same time, they speak like when they're guiding you through it, they speak of things that provoke thought.
Yeah, that encourage.
You know what I mean? So somebody asked, "What is that? How do you? That seems like it contradicts each other. How do you balance that?" And I don't even know if this is what the guy was saying, but this is how I formed my own idea as he was talking. I was influenced by what he was saying. I honestly can't remember what he was trying to say, but I remember what I was thinking. It sounds like it's a fish net, right? Imagine a fish net, and there's a bunch of fish swimming, mm-hmm. and some are gonna get through. The smaller ones are gonna get through, but there's some bigger fish that are gonna get caught in that net, and that's what your thoughts are kind of like all these little thoughts are swimming through, right? Like whatever, like somebody like gave me a weird look today, whatever, I can get over it. Right. But other things that you're actually like, maybe something you've been avoiding all of your life, you just constantly are you're just constantly denying it and trying to push it deep down in your subconscious to forget about it, maybe. And then meditation, when you do it, when you're finally getting deep, all that stuff that you're trying to press down, it rises up into you. And sometimes you can have I could see it as somebody saying it's kind of like a bad trip. You get stuck on this, you fall into this prison of mind, this idea that whatever it may be that's bringing you down, and you're so deep concentrating, and you're focusing on this, just like this tormenting thought, and the problem is you got to cut the net, you got to get that fish. You got to let that fish go. That's the hardest part. You have to let the fish go. And sometimes it's not even forgiving other people. Sometimes you got to forgive yourself. That's the first step. And it sounds like a hippie thing, but that's really what it is. Once you can forgive yourself for whatever wrong that's bring you down, you can forgive the other person, whatever it may be. So that's what it's all about. That's how I saw it. Like, it's a fishnet of thoughts, or the fish are thoughts. You have a net, this meditation, and some get caught that just rise to the surface, and you just gotta, whatever you gotta do, you gotta think about why it's bothering you, and you gotta figure out how to reverse it. And sometimes, I haven't done this in class, but on my own, I have a notebook when I meditate, and I have a bother column, bother/worries, and I have a happiness column. And I write, after I do my meditation, I write down what's bothering me, and currently in my life, what's making me happy. And I look at the two columns, and below them I have a resolution goal. How can I flip flop this negative to make it into a happy, put it into a happy category? And once you sit down and write that out, you can do it. It's really hard to have a negative outlook when you have no more excuses. Look, I know what's bothering me. Why am I letting it bother me? I'm going to change that around, and you know what? I feel like I'm fat. I feel like I'm not that attractive to girls. And instead of just having that thought, or that negative thought pattern, fine, whatever. Everybody has that thought from time to time. Reverse into a happiness. I'm going to go to the gym this week. I'm going to get a haircut. I'm going to, whatever.
Attitude.
You know what I mean? So that's what I feel like meditation is all about. It's about just being at peace with your existence, with all the problems that may come into your life on a daily basis. You're still at peace knowing that in the end, everything's going to be fine. You can let all the fish go. Like, just get rid of the net.
Honestly, and like with the thing of you writing down stuff in the journal, like it pretty much just sounds like some like visual introspection or something, like trying to analyze your own thoughts and like why you like metacognition, anything about that? Like
no.
It's all psychology, but metacognition is just the idea of thinking about thinking. So essentially, like if you have a thought but you're not thinking about the thought itself, you're thinking about yourself thinking about that topic, and like just going from there, like honestly, I mean, I feel like if you writing down the goods and the bads about how you're feeling and stuff, like I almost feel like it's necessary if you want to, like, especially with meditation, if you're trying to keep your head clear of thoughts, like you have to be able to, like with the fishnet thing, you have to be able to make sure that your own thoughts are, the smaller fish is getting through, because like you already have to deal with all the thoughts of things that happen to you, but you probably have more thoughts either way, like within yourself, like outside of experiences and stuff like that. But if you can't actually deal with your own, like tell yourself what's wrong and what you need to fix, then you can't actually like if you can't, block out the bad thoughts you have yourself, there's no way that you're going to be able to like focus with like in meditation when the guy is talking and you're trying to keep your head clear. Like if you have too many thoughts and you're like unsolved problems in your own head, you're going to have to fix those before you can like manage to be like peaceful in your head without things like still coming in.
See, that's the thing. So I believe there is a state where you can have no thoughts. It is possible, but you have to get through the shit that's bothering you. You have to get through all the things that you hate about yourself. You have to get through all the things that you don't like about your life.
They're just like barriers and obstacles.
Yeah, and we have I'm not gonna say names obviously, but we have friends that you can just see on their face every day. They're just stuck in some negative thought pattern,
and they know it too, but they don't do anything to get out of it.
They don't do anything to try to change it.
They want to get out of it, but like they're just like, I don't know, content with not doing anything to repair the situation.
Exactly. It's not even that, dude. It is repair, but it's kind of like they just put these little Band-Aids on. You know what I mean? Like they try to forget their problems. Put these Band-Aids on. They have to
put the Band-Aids on every day though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Every day they're just pushing it down and just, trying to forget about, when really they need to some people just need to, just take down the whole everything, just break down everything and start anew.
Instead of temporary healing.
Yeah, that's all. I feel like a lot of people, of course me as well, just get into these patterns of temporary healing. Like, oh, if I just do this, maybe if I eat this, I'll feel better. Maybe if I, watch this show, it'll make me feel better. Maybe if I don't know, just like
instead of like long-term solutions.
Yeah, instead of just saying, you know what, I don't like my life. I don't like my job. I don't like my friends. I don't like, where I live. I don't like the way I look. And you're thinking about this all day long, and you're just like into this pit of suffering. Okay, fine, you suffer, whatever, but at the end of the day, you got to get up and say, you know what? I'm sick of my job. I'm going to find a new job. I'm sick of where I live. I'm going to look for a new place to live. I'm sick of, feeling so shitty about myself. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to be social. I'm going to, try to live a more positive life instead of just every day, the world, man. I just hate it. It's just like I just want to get to the weekend.
Honestly, it's like everybody stops halfway because they can admit all those things like, oh, I hate how I look, or like I hate my job and all that stuff, but they can't, like they hate it enough to complain about it but not to actually do anything about it.
It's almost like they like being a victim. They like telling people, I gotta go to work from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock today. It's like,
it's because people want sympathy from others. Like, you were with us when we were talking about on those 2 benches on the path the other day about how people are like so stimulated by social networks, like how they get likes and stuff on pictures, and that's like a personal way of feeling like you have the attention of others, like,
yeah,
because everybody wants to be accepted here. If you have a nice picture and somebody likes it, you think, oh, I have all these friends, and it's just another form of the Band-Aids or whatever. Like, you're not actually...
That's a big one, dude.
If you can get all those likes and stuff I think and still say, I don't like my friends, then you're just not,
Guys definitely do it, but I think that's a huge girl thing, dude. You just see so many pictures of just girls trying so hard, taking pictures, like, totally fake pictures, like, sticking their butt out, sticking their chest out, going, oh, I'm, with the ladies tonight or something like, and you want to get like 50 likes and like comments, oh, you're looking good,
And they always do too,
and they're like, oh, thank you.
It's just like,
and it just lifts them up.
It's like false reassurance. Like, if these people that I barely talk to can tell me I'm attractive, then I don't need real people too.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about this before the podcast. Remember, we were talking about girls that try to
Yep.
try to let it all hang loose and show off, but at the same time, they these girls they just want guys to lay down before them and say, oh, I want you, please have me, please accept me, and she's like, no, I'm too good for you. But
it's because,
like,
it's like they all like the idea of
they want attention. I've dated a couple girls who all they enjoyed out of my presence in their life was the attention, and that's why the relationship ended so fast. Like, once I wasn't there to give them attention, they started seeking attention from somebody else.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's like, there's a lot of girls like that, dude. Guys, of course,
a lot of girls,
like, but
like a lot of things.
Not all girls are like that, of course, but I don't know. I can only speak from a guy's perspective, of course. I won't even try to analyze women's behavior thoughts because there's no understanding. But anyway, so yeah, dude, if you are interested in the meditation, try it. Maybe try it at home first. I first tried it. I couldn't do it during the day because my house, people are running around all the time and it's annoying. But I do it. I go to bed, like, I close my door officially like at 11:30, and then I try to get to bed by 12. But with that 30 minutes in between, I try to do some kind of self-reflection or meditation just to go to sleep, because sometimes the same thing, you have all these thoughts even when you're sleeping.
Yeah, you have all these thoughts that just keep you awake.
Yeah, so one time one day of the past 2 weeks, I woke up at like 4 a.m, had a bad dream or some dream that just tormented me. It was like a symbol of a bigger problem that was actually in my life. I woke up at 3:30 and I could have said, oh, my life, I'm just gonna go to bed and maybe I'll forget about it in the morning. Instead of having that, I got out of bed at 3:30 or 4, or whenever time it was, and I sat down I put pillows under me on the floor, because apparently you're supposed to have your hips above your knees for whatever reason. It helps you breathe easier.
Yeah, I think like you're supposed to have straight posture or something.
Yeah.
With that.
And I sat down, got in position, cross-legged, and I just did some deep rest, and I thought about the dream. I thought about the problem. I honestly don't remember what it was, but I just remember doing that, and I got to peace with it, and I went to bed, and I woke up, a few hours later, and I felt great. You know what I mean? Like, it was great. Like, but not. So that's how you kind of have to have, like, it is kind of, in a way, you do have to have some commitment to this, because it's so easy after the first day you say you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna meditate today, I'm gonna meditate, and then you get to 11:30 or whenever you wanted to, and you're like, I'm just gonna go to bed. Like,
yeah,
but you have to have some, like, no, I'm gonna do this. I said I'm gonna do it, and it's really easy after 3 days. After 3 days you're already like, it didn't really work out, because it's not going to happen the first 3 days. You have to do it for a while to actually understand more.
Yeah, like, I talk about lucid dreaming and stuff all the time.
Oh yeah, you're into that.
Yeah, it's because, like, psychology was, like, my favorite topic and stuff when I took it last year, and just pretty much I just find it pretty cool how lucid dreaming is, like, so similar to just pretty much all the stuff involving, like, sleep and dreams. It's so relatable to meditation, because you have to, there's a lot of processes or whatever, like, do you know what sleep paralysis is?
No.
That's the thing that, like, it can happen to anybody, just like lucid dreams, but, like, you will wake up in the middle of the night and you can't move your body, but you're, like, awake.
Oh,
the
paralyzed thing? The paralyzed thing?
Yeah, and that's why it's called paralysis. And, like, sometimes you might see a person, like, holding you down by your chest or something like that. And, I mean, that sucks when that happens, but, like, it's just interesting, because
wait, let's back up. What is this called again? What paralysis?
Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis. And what is there a reason behind this? I have a medical reason.
It's essentially, like, I can't give you, like, medical terms for it, but basically, like, you can almost trick your brain. Like, that's how, if you're trying to lucid dream, like, intentionally, that's how it works. Like, you have to basically tell your brain that your body is asleep, because, like, you get in the bed, like, you're not just gonna fall asleep anywhere that you are in public, right? Like, you're pretty much telling your body, like, I'm ready to fall asleep, so make it happen. But like, if you can get into your sleeping position or whatever, you, like, if I'm trying to lucid dream, you have to, like, lay down whatever position is comfortable, and, like, you can't move any of your body parts. You just have to stay still. And the reason this is so similar to meditation is because you have to keep your head clear of, like, all thoughts, pretty much. Like they always say.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Wait a second. So
this is for lucid dreaming.
Oh, this is for lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
Okay. What about sleep paralysis?
Sleep paralysis is one of the methods you can use.
No, but why does that happen? Why do you feel?
Oh, right.
That's what I'm asking. Why do you get paralyzed and you feel like somebody's,
because,
like, on
essentially,
your chest?
like, I mean, you don't always feel like somebody's on your chest, but the way that you are prevented from acting out your dreams when you're sleeping is because your body essentially puts you in a paralysis, so that, like, if you're flying in your dream, you're not going to be in your bed, like, making some movements or something.
Okay.
And sometimes if you wake up when this is happening, like, even though normally you're just, like, if you have to get up to go to the bathroom or something, you're just going to walk up, but, like, you're not really aware, like, you're not essentially conscious when that's happening. But, like, if this, like, it's incredibly random, like, it doesn't happen very much at all, but, like, you just wake up and your body is still in sleep mode, so you're not moving, but you're still aware of your surroundings and stuff. So, like, your brain keeps you in this paralysis mode where you can't move at all, just because it thinks that you're still dreaming, basically.
Okay. Because, let me put my weird, crackpot theory angle on. Yeah. This what you're saying, sleep paralysis, sounds very similar to reports of alien abductions.
No, yeah. That's actually, I know exactly what you're talking about. A lot of people actually who have experienced sleep paralysis have commented on, like, similar things that they've seen, and they, a lot of times, they think that they've been abducted by aliens or something, but, like, unusual majority of people who have thought that were just in sleep paralysis, because, like, like, your REM sleep cycle, that's pretty much, it usually happens within, like, 3 hours of you falling asleep, and it's, like, the period that you dream, because you might feel like you're dreaming the whole time you're asleep, but it's really, like, only during this period. And, like, if your REM cycle is, like, still active and stuff while you're in sleep paralysis, you can see a person on top of you, because you're basically, because dreams are essentially just
so you have, like, dreams. Yeah.
So when you awake in sleep paralysis, your REM sleep cycle is still going. That's why you're not moving, because it thinks that you're dreaming. Something from your dream can come through, and, like, it's not like you're just gonna be seeing like Mario on the wall or something, but like
Yeah. No, I understand, but yeah, because I was
it's pretty much you're dreaming, because you know how when you're having a dream, a lot of things don't make sense, but your brain does whatever to make sense of it.
Yeah.
And like you just don't notice when things are different a lot of the times and stuff. Well, if you see a person on top of your chest or anything like that when you awake in sleep paralysis, it's not necessarily that person just popped out of your dream. It's just your brain trying to make sense of what's happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
So like, why would I not be able to move? There must be some person on top of me. So your, hallucinations from your head just come out and then like.
All right, but let me ask you personally though. Do you think that something maybe supernatural is going on, or do you think it's just your body thinks that you're asleep, so you can't move, and you're still seeing weird stuff?
Honestly, like,
do you think that way, or do you think maybe?
I mean,
maybe
I always think maybe. There's always like a little piece in my head that's just like, I have a logical explanation for this, but do we really know that that's the reason for it?
Yeah.
But
some people just stop right there. They're done even considering anything else.
With lucid dreaming though, like one of the things I found most interesting about it is like just how you're similar to meditation because you have to clear your thoughts and stuff. But a few weeks ago I was trying to do it, and I wanted to get in my sleeping position and then just not move for a while. And I probably laid there for, it took a while, like 40 minutes, but as it's just interesting if you're intentionally only focusing on having a lucid dream, like you can feel yourself basically falling asleep, like but falling literally in the term, like you feel like you're falling backwards because like you pretty much, if you keep your body still for that long and don't think about moving your body and don't focus on the thoughts in your head, your whole body pretty much goes numb, so you don't even feel like your body is there. And with your eyes closed that long but you're still conscious, you're not normally like, if your eyes are closed, it's for blinking or like taking a nap or like anything like that, but you don't normally have prolonged periods of having your eyes closed. That's why with meditation it's similar, just because like your brain just wants to make sense of what's occurring, and you can't, it's like impossible if you have your eyes closed to only see blackness.
Yeah,
like after they're closed, after a certain point you're gonna start seeing
weird
like,
stuff. Yeah,
like, but yeah, I just like especially actually when I was in London for the 10 days a few weeks ago, I had like 4 lucid dreams in a row, and
wow.
it was like one of the most unusual experiences ever, just because like being able to like tell yourself that you're in a dream without waking up is just like, honestly, I can't even compare it to like any experience, but like it's just.
But see, okay, let me stop. Right there too. Do you think at all dreams are, when you have lucid dreams, do you ever think that maybe it is
actually happening,
a different dimension,
honestly, every single time that I have a lucid dream,
a parallel universe,
I'm wondering, was I actually like controlling myself? Like, was this stuff actually happening? Because just like, especially in lucid dreams, you probably wouldn't consider that as much in regular dreams because they don't usually make sense. But if you're actually aware of what's going on in a lucid dream, like, it's just like, I don't know. I've actually read that it can be helpful for like solving problems that you have with yourself too, like a not meditation, but like a therapy sort of, because if you have issues that you're trying to deal with inside of your head or whatever, and you're in a lucid dream, you pretty much have like the entire universe at your fingertips, because like if you really want something to happen, that's what's gonna happen. So like if you I don't know, you don't know what you want to do with your life or something, it will be difficult to like stay this aware of what you're doing in a lucid dream, but you could easily just be like, what do I want to do with my life? And just from being aware of what's happening in this like infinite creative room that you're in, it's just like possible to see things that you never would have considered. Because like, I don't want to compare it to tripping or anything, but it's just like pretty much you have a canvas and your paintbrush is like you, but the canvas is the entire world rather than just a piece of paper. Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know. See, it makes you excited to go to sleep, and it's really interesting. But
no, so have you? Let me see. I want to ask you if you've gone this far. Have you? I heard or I read that if you want to try to actually lucid dream, not just by chance, but actually try to influence your body to do that. There's a bunch of methods. To have a notebook by your bed and
yes.
Do you do
You're
that?
talking about a dream journal, aren't you?
Yeah. Have you done that?
I have one. I don't do it regularly, but when I actually started getting more interested in this stuff back in around August, before school started, I just like got a regular composition notebook, And one day when I woke up, I could remember like vividly, I mean, even though dreams are actually only like 15 minutes normally, you just have a bunch of them and they feel way longer.
Yeah.
I felt like I could remember everything that I saw while I was sleeping, so I wrote down probably 2 pages just like immediately. And after that, the next night that I went to sleep, I could remember my dream and I wrote it down. And then after that, for about 2 weeks straight, I remembered like 12 dreams.
Wow.
When normally when you wake up, like you might remember a couple dreams you have a week, but literally just by doing it like 2 or 3 times, every time you wake up, you get better and better at dream recall. And it's really unusual sometimes.
Have you had? Let me ask you this: because I have, and I would I want to tell you my story. Have you had dreams, very vivid dreams? Maybe they weren't lucid, but they were vivid.
Mm-hmm.
Dreams. A week later, a month later, same exact thing happens.
In real life or in the dream?
Real life. That happened in the dream happened first.
I know what you're talking. You're talking about when we had that little revelation a while ago that maybe you dream the future.
I think
right,
that's exactly what I'm saying, dude. I think there are some things where you do have a dream, and maybe it is similar to your life, or maybe whatever, and there might be some scientific, medical, oh well, your brain, thinks it's this, and really it's not, but fine, whatever, good. I actually do believe some of that. I do sometimes believe that your mind does, create illusions, and maybe you think something already happened when it didn't, or maybe it was just a similar simulation or in your life, situation in your life. Okay. Now, I was having these thoughts of because I read it was very interesting because I read a book exactly about what I'm about to tell you shortly after it happened. So that's where it was done for me. But I want to say now, I do believe that it is physically possible, mentally possible for the human brain. I do believe that it can remember the future. I do. But I think it's extremely hard and maybe close to impossible to do it in a sober state of mind, just being awake. I think when you go into your sleep cycle and you have all those weird chemicals going on, and you activate, maybe the spiritual molecule DMT, which is pretty much a spiritual molecule in your head, which is referred to as a third eye in Hinduism, pretty much the spiritual eye. You kind of tap into that when you're dreaming.
Yeah, it's all really interesting just because, like...
So, sorry. I just want to finish this.
Go ahead.
So, I think it's very hard to see things coming. Extremely hard. It's only a few occurrences in my life I actually saw something coming. And the story I'm about to tell you is when I ignored the sign, which is a huge lesson to me. So let me tell you the story. I've been kind of been putting it on hold, giving a background information. So I had a dream back in May 15th, maybe. I don't remember. May 15th? Maybe.
Wow, that's good memory.
No. I don't remember the date. I'm just saying it was around then. I remember the week I had it. So this is what I'm getting to. I had a dream, and where I was in my closet, and I was rolling a J, and a cop came into my room.
Into your closet?
No, he just came to my room. I was in my closet, and a cop came in. And know who it was? It was... Have you seen Breaking Bad?
Yeah, of course.
All right, do you know, what's the cop's name? The main cop with the bald guy?
Oh, you're talking about his brother-in-law?
Yeah,
Hank.
Hank.
No, Hank is the main dude.
No, it is...
Hank.
No.
It's Hank, isn't it?
Heisenberg is
his bad name, though.
I know, but what's his real name?
I thought it was Hank.
I'm about to look this up. IMDb or whatever.
It's not Gus, because Gus is
Breaking Bad
chicken restaurant guy.
Characters. I haven't seen it in forever. I actually didn't see it. I haven't seen it since last year.
Same.
And this is why this story is very important. Here we go. Breaking Bad, IMDb.
That's pretty scary though, because he's DEA.
Yeah, that's okay. Walter White. That's the main guy.
Yeah, so it is
okay.
Hank. It is Hank.
Hank Schrader is the cop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. There we go. Hank Schrader comes into my room. This is around the same time I'm watching Breaking Bad. And then he doesn't grab me or anything, but I just walk out of my closet with him, and we walk away. And I don't remember what happened after that, but right after that, I flashed into like I knew I couldn't tell you why I thought this, but whatever reason I knew it was like it was meant to be like a rehabilitation center. And I woke up honestly in a sweat. Like it was honestly very vivid, and I know that what I just told you wasn't greatly detailed. And I'm sorry, but I just remember it affected me. I woke up in a sweat, and I literally woke up thinking, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much that was a dream." Have you ever had dreams like that?
Yeah.
Like you just shit your pants.
Yeah,
like,
it feels like there's no way out, and then like
there's
you
like, and then you're like,
this
"This is it. I'm dead." Maybe you have a death dream or something. Have you ever had a dream you're gonna die, and then you wake up? See, this is why it's creepy, because now what I'm about to tell you, maybe those dreams you have where you die is really how you're gonna die or something. Like that's creepy. But what I'm saying is, so I had this dream, very scary, got it over, whatever. My business as usual. A week later was when all that crap happened to me. Same situation, and it was the same looking guy. I'm sorry, I don't want to like give away a lot of details to people. Like I don't want to talk about this right now, but I'm just trying to say pretty much the same situation happened to me.
Sounds like your brain was trying to give you a warning.
And that's what I'm saying. I think it's very hard I seriously think it's very hard to remember the future, but I also see it in the same way as the past. It's hard to remember the past, but the main events, big things that affected you, even tragic events, you remember forever. And maybe it's the reverse. And that was a tragic event in my life, a life-changing event where I went through the transformation. That was the start of the transformation in my life. I spoke about this with Alex Mathoff last week. And did you listen to the podcast at all?
Yeah, most of it.
Yeah, and did you hear I was talking about the transformation?
Yeah.
All right, so that was the spark of the transformation in my life this past year. So my theory is you can remember the future. The universe will send you signs, but you're not gonna remember you're not gonna like what you're gonna have these dreams about when you're in this state of mind are life-changing events that you would remember forever if it's in the past.
Yeah,
have you had dreams like that where you've had a dream and then it just happened to you?
I've honestly had like occurrences where I'll dream something and then literally like years later something will happen, and then I'll just be like, and just sit back in my chair and then immediately remember that dream from like 3 years ago, and I'm just like, how am I remembering this right now? But like I'll feel like, hold on, like something will happen to me, in real life, and I'll be like, this definitely happened, but the reason that I know that it happened is because of something that I remember from years ago. It's just like, I don't know how that's even possible, because like it's really like dreaming is such a big concept if you consider the fact that you're literally creating memories out of things that never happened or supposedly never happened, so we think. But like it just blows me away that like your brain can be so active at nighttime when you're sleeping and like have all these things happen that are so believably real, even though they go beyond all like explanation, that you actually have a concrete memory. Because like with the dream journal thing, if you write those down, even if you don't like look at it much or anything, the next time that you read it, just because you wrote it down, you can still remember everything that happened, at least what you knew that happened when you wrote it down. And like I don't know, it's just really cool to feel like you have like when I had those 4 lucid dreams in a row in London, it was almost like when I was going to sleep, I was going to my other life. So like I'm just waiting until I fall asleep so that I can like that.
Have you ever had
show on NBC about the dude with the changing personalities?
That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, have you had a dream where you had like you made a relationship in your dream and then you met the same person again, like another night you dreamt?
Jeez.
And you don't know who it is. It's not like a person in your life already. Like you don't recognize it. it's only a dream. I never had.
I don't know.
I'm just asking if you've had that.
Yeah, I don't know if I have, because my dreams usually aren't related to each other. But like, it always blows me away when I can like have conversations with people like during dreams.
Oh yeah.
If you're not, in a lucid dream or whatever, then like whatever talking you're doing is just like, I don't know why I'm here, but I'm not thinking about it. I'm just talking to you like I know you, right? But like, when you're in a lucid dream, normally like there's layers or levels to lucid dreaming. It's like, I think there might be 5 stages or 4 stages or something. I don't know them specifically, but essentially it's like stage 1 is when you realize that you're in a dream, but it's the kind where once you realize it, you're probably going to wake up in a few seconds, And then stage 2 is where you realize that you're in a dream and you can stay asleep in it.
Yeah. And, that's hard though.
And stage, like, because you can still be lucid even though you're not really controlling what you're doing. You're just like, I'm aware that I'm in a dream, but I'm just like still watching this happen, basically.
Right.
And stage 3 and like up is basically where even though you're asleep and you know that you're dreaming, you can pretty much dictate everything that you're doing. And it's so bizarre. Like one of the lucid dreams I had like a couple weeks ago, I realized that I was in a dream because of actually it was like an unintentional method that I did. It's called it's WILD, WILD, which stands for wake induced lucid dreaming, and it's just one of the methods. There's like wild, mild, and like I don't know 4 other ones. Okay. And this one is basically where you set an alarm or some timer to go off at like 3 a.m. or around that time. And that's supposed to be like when your REM sleep cycle like would start around, after you're like in deep sleep finally. And when this timer goes off, you're not supposed to like stay up or anything. You just go back to sleep, but instead of just closing your eyes and then not thinking about anything, you consciously think about lucid dreaming, and you're just thinking like you leave all your other thoughts out, but because your REM sleep cycle was like just it just basically started and it's active now. Yeah. By the time you start falling back into sleep, even though you're not gonna fall asleep immediately, but you know how if you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, like once you get back into bed, you don't have any trouble falling asleep like the first time you went to bed. Like it just kind of happens. Well, it'll basically still happen really quickly, but if you're continually like putting those thoughts in your head like at 3 a.m, which is a time when you would normally not be thinking about anything, right, or dreams, like by the time you fall asleep, you realize that you've fallen asleep because you were just thinking about lucid dreaming right before it happened. Yeah. And it's only because you're waking up that late or early in the morning. But anyway, off topic. Well, not off topic.
We went
too
deep,
much
man.
backstory. Too
we
much
went
backstory.
Deep.
Yeah, I got up and then I went back to sleep, and about 10 minutes later, at least it felt like that. There's like no perception of time in dreams. It's like I was just standing somewhere. I was in my room. I might have told you about this. And I looked at my bathroom door, and there was a couch that was wedged in between the door frame. Yeah. And like it's a door that size, so it literally made no sense. Like a couch can't fit in there. Yeah. But obviously I saw it that way. I'm just like, that's not normal. So I jumped over it.
You questioned it?
Yeah.
You questioned your dream. You're like, that's
something that
life.
it gets really difficult. Like
that's like the first step to a lucid dreaming is you question something.
Yeah, it's reality checks.
You like turn off the lights, but they don't turn off.
Yeah, apparently light switches don't work. I don't know how that works. I think it's just because your brain doesn't like fine tune things in your dreams. It's just trying to make representations of them.
I'm trying to remember. There's a. I'll tell you how I realized I was dreaming. This is, to me, it's funny. I don't know if other people will find it funny. My dad, you know how dads are typically big TV guys, like you have TVs everywhere, big screen. They always want the latest, greatest thing. My dad's not like that at all. He's the opposite. He doesn't want any TVs. He wants to live in the wilderness or whatever. Oh dang. That's okay, cool. So how I knew I had a lucid dream was I was in the kitchen and we had a big screen TV on the wall. Wow. And I just knew, okay, this isn't real.
Where am I, guys? Cut the crap.
But that was just because personally I knew that would never be a reality in my own home. But yeah, I mean for guys, okay, so let's change this around. We've been talking a lot about ourselves, and let's reverse it around to how can if people are interested in this lucid dreaming, how would you say that the first steps to actually trying to get into this? What, a dream journal, or how about the thing where you wear something that you don't usually wear, and then in your dream you check and you don't have it on or something?
Yeah, that's basically like, have you seen Inception?
Yeah. So the same principle.
How they have the totems?
Yeah, the same principle.
It's pretty much that, because it's just an example of a reality check where like But the way that they always had it, like in their pocket or whatever, that's not gonna really like happen in your dream unless it's something that you're used to having on you no matter what all the time.
Right.
But basically, like you can just have any type of reality check throughout the day. Like some people just like to do, am I awake or am I dreaming? But it gets kind of difficult to say that all day, like all the time, just like to yourself. But you could just do things like maybe if you have like a tattoo or something on your hand, or just like put like something somewhere that you see very frequently or something that you notice frequently, and then you just have to like say maybe you always have I don't know, girls could be like fake fingernails or something, like they would feel that, you know, but like then in the dream, like if they don't have but it has to be something that you know you can notice all the time. But basically you want the reality check so that you can tell the difference between whether
so how should people start? How should people try to get into, should they, well, first of all, I advise anybody to look this up.
Yeah, do your research, because
you'll do do some research. It will maybe take 10 minutes of your day, whatever. You can do it if you're interested. Do it. Like, do something different with your life.
And honestly, meditation would help with trying to
meditation
lucid dream,
would
because
help
it's
too.
all about like freeing your head to only think about lucid dreaming.
Yeah. So first step, meditation, maybe. Yeah, I haven't had a lot of lucid dreams lately. Maybe that's just me, but I haven't meditated.
They're not common if you're not trying to have them.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe you should go into when you go to sleep. You should have the intention of
lucid dreaming,
changing your reality, or realizing.
One thing I actually heard when I was like doing the research and stuff back in the day, was that for some reason you're not supposed to say specifically I'm going to lucid dream. You have to say it in some other form, like I will dream with lucidity, or like, you know, something like that, because if you say it too specifically, then apparently like it can just not work somehow.
So you should like chant this, like
you want to. No, you don't have to say that, but that's what you want to keep.
What is it? Head. What's it? Lucidity.
Lucidity. Yeah.
All right, let's do that together. I will dream with lucidity.
Lucidity.
I will. Here, do it right there. 1, 2.
I will dream with lucidity.
So. Alright, sorry, that just sounded cool. I thought
it's basically like an ohm. Oh yeah, because you can hear it.
Oh.
It's like the ohm that you keep in your head, because you want to keep, you know, replaying the ohm when you're meditating, right?
Yeah.
Or like re-saying it. But if you're trying to have a lucid dream, you have to keep all of your thoughts, you know, void basically. So like if say, you know, you in your day you dropped your tray at lunch or something, and then like you tripped on your shoelaces or something like that. Like if you're trying to fall asleep and thinking about those things, like you can just see them, but try to just like picture your thoughts as like bubbles just everywhere. If you see those, just like let them float around, but don't, you know, try to grab it. Like don't grab onto the thoughts that you have that are like crossing through your head.
While you're dreaming, or while you're trying to go to sleep?
This is when you're trying to lucid dream.
When you're trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, when you're falling asleep.
Don't try to grab onto thoughts. And
because you have to keep your head basically
like a clear mind.
Because
so that's why meditation would work. You have to clear your head, like we said in the beginning, the podcast, fishnet, get those fish out of there.
Because if you give attention to those thoughts, then you're just going to be keeping yourself awake, but not making your body think that you're asleep because you're being so active, you know?
Yeah.
So you basically just want to like, you know, do the reality checks, and then you really have to have the right mentality for it. Like you have to believe that it's going to happen.
Yeah, you can't question
it. It's not like one of those things where like somebody will say, you know how like a lot of people say stuff about like it only works if you believe in it. Like, but it's things that even though they say that, you can't really believe that it would happen. This is something that it legitimately just only works if you believe in it. Like, if you're trying to make it happen.
Yeah, I have had dreams where I realize it's a dream and I'm like flying or something. And then it's like Peter Pan. It's like I'm flying, and then I'm like, yeah, but it's just a dream. It's just a dream. And then I start like coming down, and I start like falling. And I'm like, no. And then I wake up, and I'm like, damn it, I blew it.
Yeah, see, that's like stage 2, basically, because even though you're aware that you're dreaming, you can't really keep your head focused on that enough to like interact with what's around you. Because like back to that one dream I was talking about. I you know, set the little alarm or whatever, and then I woke up at like 3:30, and I just thought about lucid dreaming until I fell back asleep. But I realized it with the couch and the door frame, and I hopped over the couch into my bathroom, and I looked at myself in the mirror, because mirrors aren't something you find very often in a dream.
Oh, I haven't seen a mirror.
It was honestly like a little bit scary.
What did you see?
It's almost like it's seeing. I saw myself, but
was it like a simple?
It didn't look like me exactly. Like my lips were different and stuff, and like my nose was different.
That sounds scary.
My face was just like I knew it didn't look like how I normally see myself every day.
Oh my gosh,
and I was
that's
just
so
I was just wondering if
scary.
that's
Oh
like
my.
a mental representation of what you actually think that you look like or something. Because
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, maybe
I was
that's
just
a
blown
symbol.
away, but I was just like, this does not look like me.
So you knew it was a dream.
Hold on. And then you know how dreams transfer and stuff, like they just bounce
Transform.
around from like
transfer.
they'll go from you being
jump
right
to a
here
new-
to
yeah,
like a
yeah,
different
yeah.
situation, but you don't think anything
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Next, I think I was in a garage or something with like me, I think like McGrath and some people, and I'm just sitting there, and then it's like I went from having that one realization that I was in a dream with the mirror, and then I just went and like opened my eyes, and I'm now in this conversation with these people,
And you knew it was
like,
fake.
But yeah, I was just like, wait, hold on, I just found out something, Andrew. I am in a dream.
And he
then,
turns away. Does he turn away?
No,
and
he didn't. He didn't.
What did he say? What did he say?
I really wish I could
Because you know what?
remember
I've done that. I knew it was a dream. I was with people in a conversation. I knew it. Right when I realized it is when I try to talk to people and question them, they would turn around and
That's
they wouldn't
scary.
look at me.
It's like
they
you
would
can't,
all
you
like
can't mention it.
yeah, like I had the thought and I was analyzing. I saw these people are interacting with each other. I walked up to them. I said, "Is this a dream?" And they all just turned around and just walked away. And I didn't wake up. It's not like I woke up right then, but they just like they would avoid me. Like I couldn't see their faces. It was creepy.
Yeah.
But the same thing happened with I was in my old neighborhood one time in my dream, and that's how you really lucid dream is when you're in a familiar place. You can't like lucid dream in like a strange place because you don't know.
Yeah.
If it's familiar, you can tell the differences. So I was in my old neighborhood where I used to live, and everybody was out on their block. And at one house, there's like these demons like everywhere. Did I tell you about this?
No, I don't think so.
There's demons on the front lawn, just like
Just chilling.
they just like like looking around, like kind of like
Don't go to that house.
no, exactly. But this was a dark house, and I almost ran, but I knew it was a dream because obviously no demons are living in the house.
So we think.
And I was about to run, and then I looked back at them, and I was like, by the way, I was having a great dream. Like I was happy. Everybody was out. It was like a sunny day. I was having a good time walking around because I haven't been to my old neighborhood in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And these demons are, like bringing me down. And I turn around and go, "Why are you trying to ruin my good time here? Why are you trying to ruin my dream?" And just like that, they disappeared and they turned into gnomes mowing the lawn.
Oh my god!
And it was so happy.
No,
and I was like, you can transform your dream. You can do whatever you want.
That's why it shows you just how like powerful your brain is, even if you're not aware of it. Because like if you're in like stage 2 or whatever of lucid dreaming, you know that you're in a dream. But if you think about it too much, then pretty much everything just starts falling apart. Not like buildings are gonna start breaking or whatever, but like once you realize that you're in a dream, the idea is just so like foreign that you can't really comprehend doing the things that you would normally do in a dream just because you're aware of it. But like once you actually get into like the deeper stages, like you can realize that you're in a dream, but be focused on what's going on in the dream so that you don't like force yourself to wake up or anything. And even though like you can do anything you want in your dreams, you just have to like believe it. It kind of sounds like some corny like thing for life, but like you can do whatever you want, but like you just have to be able to focus on it because like it's basically, even though you feel like you're just some foreign person in this world, it's really just your entire universe, like you playing God basically. You just don't know that you can do it.
See, we gotta end the podcast, dude. I'm sorry because actually for whatever reason the video recorder on that only records an hour, and it's like an hour and 10 minutes.
Is that one on?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know?
Let me check.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's on. You're still on video. I'm not on video, so that's fine.
Well, that's a problem.
It's fine though. It's still broadcasting. The sound's still playing. Before we go, I wanted to ask you, because I had an idea I don't know how it relates, but somehow it relates. I don't know what you are religiously. Maybe you just say you're spiritual. Maybe you have no denomination. And I totally understand. But do you? When I was watching a video about some guy, a really what's Bill Maher?
Bill Maher, yeah.
The show. He's an atheist.
Mm-hmm. He's real open about that.
Yeah. And they make all these justifications for them being atheists, and they make it seem like it's no big deal, like it's totally possible, nothing's real, and that's whatever. But I was thinking how I personally reason with it, because I didn't say this. How I personally reason with having a creator of the universe. I look at a painting, and not in that one. I'm trying to think it, but have you ever looked at a painting with people in it, and they're doing whatever? They're, maybe it's an old painting. Or like, in the field or whatever.
Sure.
Have you ever looked at the painting and actually thought in depth about it, and looked at the people, and maybe they think, just imagining that they're real and that's an actual place. Do you think they think that they just appeared from a Big Bang? You know what I mean? Like, maybe they think there's just some tiny explosion and, I just appeared here, whatever. And, like, that's how I reason with it. Like,
it almost was, though.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how I reason with it. Like, somebody created that. Somebody painted that. I see life like that. Like, it's hard for me to reason that.
But the thing is,
the beauty in our life is just by some explosion that happened billions of years ago. You know what I mean? Like, the beautiful mountains. Come on, somebody created that. Like, I got, like, an entity created that.
We actually, in my Nova English class, we were talking about poetry the other day, and we read one by Robert Frost, and it was talking about design, and it basically said, there's a white spider on a flower that's, like, there's this flower that's normally blue, but it's white, and he said there's a white spider on this white flower holding up a dead white moth.
Okay.
And he says, what, like, turn of events or plan could bring this situation together to happen? So why was the flower white? Why was the spider on the flower? And why was the moth brought to that scenario in his life? And it's something, like, such a small occurrence. He just saw this outside of his window or something. But it's like, that's probably the biggest thing that could ever happen to that moth, right? Like, the most tragic thing in his entire life. But why would, this one flower happen to be white so that the spider could use it as camouflage? Like, is that just something that happened to happen, or was it made by design? Yeah. And it's basically saying if design, which is, like how there's prey and then predators, like the predators, even though it's unfortunate they have to kill animals, like they were designed to kill these animals and eat them, right? Yeah. Well, if design plays a role in something so small as a moth dying by landing, on a white flower that a spider's on, then what does, like, what did it say? It said if we have nothing more to worry about than the design of darkness or something, then what does it really mean or something? But it's pretty much saying, like, if design, because everything has a design, like that bed right there wasn't just put there, it was based on a design, right. So if, like the moths and all the stupid bugs and everything that people hate, like, they're not just put there, they're put there by design. So if something so small that nobody ever thinks about, like a moth dying in the woods by a spider, is based on design, then what are our lives based on? Because, like, we were talking, it got surprisingly deep for an English class, because we were talking about, like,
sometimes you get deep on you.
Like, why were we put here based on, like, spontaneity, hoping that we would just evolve to support ourselves, or was there a plan? And, like, I personally call myself agnostic, just because, like, I don't like, how a lot of people say they're Christian, but a lot of times just because of their parents. Like, I don't have any problems with, like, religious people or religions, because I like to have talks about that stuff and everything. But the thing about atheists that annoys me is that, like, it's almost like something that can't annoy me technically, but even though atheism isn't actually a religion, I guess it's not discrimination or whatever, but, like, it just annoys me how, like, overly confident they are on something that they don't know about.
Nothing's possible.
It's basically, like, it just,
I just don't understand, like, what's gonna happen to you if you die and then you, like, oh, crap.
A lot of them just say nothing.
Crap.
A lot of them just say nothing.
I know, but I'm saying, they say there's nothing's gonna happen, but I'm saying in reality they do die. I can't say what's gonna happen, but what if, and then something does happen, and then like, shit.
No, yeah, I was always just thinking, like, not always, but just the other day, like, thinking there's no way that when we die after, like, 80 years or something, that's just how your whole timeline ends.
That's your existence.
Like that.
So you do believe that there is something beyond this?
I can't
whether
say that I know
reincarnation
that
or it's.
I feel like it doesn't stop here. You know?
Okay, yeah, that's it.
But, like, I don't know. It's just like, well, I lost my train of topic too, or thought, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like, religion. Like, they have so much, proof for things, but I feel like a lot of stuff, like, ultimately what it comes down to is that even though they can explain anything with, like, logic, a lot of stuff is just based on, like, total, like, bullshit that they just thought of, Like, physics, for example, that is so ridiculous. Like, Just like, you know how they have like, oh yes, this is a 10 to the negative 19th coulombs. Like,
Right.
that's not something that was just in nature. That's something that they devised that happens to make sense. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
And like, I almost view science as just another form of religion, because
okay.
ultimately, like, at its core, religion is just
A reasoning
effort,
of
it's just
why
an effort
we're
to
here.
explain the unknowable.
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, religions were all made back when people had no science or anything like that to explain what was going on around them, and they wanted something to explain it.
Yeah.
And that's what science is trying to do, just without the, you know, instead of being more, what's the word, like metaphysical like religion is. It's more based on concrete evidence and all that stuff, but it's still basically just a religion trying to prove things that we don't know about.
I know what you're saying.
But I don't, like I said, I don't have any problems with religion. I just don't know how people can, like, there can be so many followers of all these different religions, and they can be confident that their religion is more superior to another religion. Like, even if they say, I'm tolerant of all religions, like, I'll hang out with, like, any type of person, a Muslim or a Jewish person, anything. But, like, even though you can tolerate that, I don't understand how... It's like everybody saying, I live by physics or I live by chemistry, and I have no problem with physics, but I just think that chemistry is the way that it goes. Mm-hmm. You know? Like, all of these things can make sense to all the people who practice them, but I don't think that they can, like... I feel like religion is, if, you know, there is... Like, as an agnostic, I believe there is a higher power, but we can't prove whether or not, like, you know, you don't believe in religion and stuff, you believe there's a higher power. You just can't prove or disprove anything about it. Yeah. Essentially. And, like, that just leaves me open to, because, like, a lot of people call themselves agnostics just to be lazy and say that they're not an atheist, but they're not a Christian either. Yeah. You know? But I just say that because I want to be open to all the other things that, like,
I understand.
Like spirituality and all that
totally
stuff. I want to be
understand.
open to that without having it conflict with
confined to one, just one path.
Because it's pretty much like, you know, having a what's a good analogy here? It's like, I don't know, starting off with a like your own floor plan for a house instead of having a like just only do the interior designs based on something that somebody else built. Like, because it's like, you know, you're a Christian, right? More or less.
Yeah.
Well, like, it's like you're in a Christian house and you can change anything about it, like, after you've already been put in there. But I started with a house that didn't have a title on it. Right. So that I can just, like, you know, like,
so you can figure out your own path.
It didn't have the blueprints yet, so I can just like do whatever I want with it. Whereas you're confined to, like, you can do anything that you want, but as long as it goes by the floor plan.
No, see, that's what I talked about this with Alex Mathoff last week about how I'm raised Christian, but this past year in my life I've really been exploring. It's not saying I've lost my Christianity. Right. It's just I kind of want to be knowledgeable about the world before
other things that don't only you know.
Yeah. So
I feel like that's the only way you can really, like, be content with your knowledge about the world, if you bother to branch out and know the other things that there is to know. Because if you only know, like, if you block yourself off to one, like, way of thinking, you know, just being closed-minded and stuff like that, you really just, like, pretty much kind of, I don't know, void some of the credibility for any thoughts that you have because you're not willing to know the other ones. Yeah. You're just arguing for the sake of arguing.
Man, dude, we got deep.
Yeah, dude. My mind, part two. It's too long.
My mind is about the quitting point. I don't know, man. I guess that's a good stopping point. We'll definitely have you back on for part two, talking about these dreams, meditation, and the unknown. Before we go, I forgot to mention about the iTunes thing. I'm actually have an idea. I had it in the car this week. I had an idea of why, besides what I told you in the beginning, why you should get the podcast up. Why else should you get it? Why else should you listen to the iTunes one? I might add something extra on there. I've had when I'm drive to work, which is about 25 minutes away, and sometimes it's after I've just been thinking about something all day long, and for whatever reason when I'm driving, it's kind of like when I take a shower too. I just have like a flood of ideas and thoughts, and obviously I can't write when I drive. So what I do is I get my phone out and get
voice memos.
Yeah, the voice memo app, and I just press record and say whatever I'm thinking. It could be 10 seconds long, it could be 2 minutes long. Just an idea. It could be some stupid idea, or it could be a theory. It could be just whatever I thought would be interesting to record and share. So if you listen to the iTunes version, I might put that in part of the intros when So yeah, so listen to the iTunes version. You might hear something extra. I've been working on the videos I've been trying to create for what I was speaking of last week. I'm going to try to get one done by June if I can, and I've been working on it. I've been writing, and I think I've got a pretty solid idea coming. It's just getting other parts of the machine to move. I got to get the music, and I got to get the videos. I haven't even started videotaping, so but I've got the idea down. I've written down the idea, and I think it's a good idea, and you guys will like it. I'm not going to give it away. I want people to like it, and so that's what's really supporting this podcast is the idea of videos. So yeah, listen to the iTunes version. You'll get something extra. Maybe you don't want to be that deep into this. I understand. Watch the Ustream version. Watch the it'll be on Vimeo. Find the Weekly Awakening on Facebook, and also I am working on a website. I probably won't release it for another month or two because I want to get more of a following before because it costs money. All this costs money. Me having this podcast, hosting it on iTunes costs money. So that's coming. I need to get this money going. So anyway, thanks for being on the podcast,
My
Elijah.
pleasure, man.
We got Sly Duquesne, aka Calvin, on the next one. He's got a show coming up. We'll talk about that next week. Play some of his music, talk about his life, and where you can find his music. And so yeah, tune in next week. And thanks everybody for listening in. Thanks iTunes listeners, and have a good, fantastic week. Send positive energy out, and I promise you it will come back. It will come back. Get out of those negative thought patterns that we talked about. Do some meditation. Do some yoga. Try to lucid dream if you're interested in that. Look it up.
Clear your thoughts.
Clear your head. Get all those negative, gross, disgusting fish out. Get all those guys out. Just keep the beautiful fish. Keep the the marlin and
You need to get a bigger net.
a goldfish. What's some yeah. So yeah, thank you for being part of this. We always appreciate it, and see you next week.
Nice.
Yes. It has finally come. We are now on iTunes. Hello, this is the Weekly Awakening podcast with Christian Edwards, and today we have a fabulous guest with us, Elijah
Hello.
Hope. Yes, hello there, Elijah.
Nice to meet you.
But before we get into the podcast, we got to take care of some business. As I was trying to say as I started this podcast, we are now on iTunes. It is true. It has finally come. It's a miracle. I started, if you go, how you listen to it. So imagine, you're not at home. You don't have time to listen to the podcast. Maybe you don't even want to, but maybe you're in your car. You're driving, you're stuck in traffic. Maybe you're in the gym, and you're just sick of hearing that crappy gym music and listening to people groan and grunt while they do these maneuvers on the machines. Maybe you're sick of that. Or maybe you're in a cubicle and you're sick of hearing the guy next to you cough and burp and sneeze. If you feel at all like any of these things, you should please go to the App Store if you have an iPhone and get the podcast app. Just search podcast. It's free, of course. And all you have to do is download that and search The Weekly Awakening, or you can even just search Christian Edwards. You'll find the podcast there. We have there's only one in there so far. This one, the third one, is going up. I didn't upload the first podcast ever because I didn't record it, the audio. I only did the video. So it starts off with number 2. So yeah, so if you feel any of those things, go get the podcast. Otherwise, maybe we're not that good of friends yet. Maybe you guys are still trying to get to know me. I don't know. And if you just want to use Ustream and you don't want me on your iPod, I understand. But I'm glad you watch on Ustream or Vimeo. But I just wanted to let you know that you can listen to us on your phone too. Anyway, you can follow on Twitter. You can find me on at CHRIS_Edwards with 2 S's, because somebody already had a 1S Edwards
taken.
So, yeah. So you can find me there, and I also created a Facebook page. Just search for The Weekly Awakening. Sorry, there's a lot of announcements, and maybe it sounds like I'm spamming you
Updates
through audio, but I just want people to be informed and be part of this. So anyway, with that being said, Elijah's here.
I am here.
Let's get it started.
Let's go.
The Weekly Awakening with Christian Edwards. All right, what's up, Elijah?
What's up, Christian?
All right, so we had a good weekend this past weekend. For people who don't know, Elijah's a good friend, and maybe you even know Elijah. And we had a good weekend. We went to Banshee Reeks Park, and we did a little meditation.
Incense.
Yeah, we brought incense with us, a bunch, and we lit like this just rod of death.
I wouldn't call it a rod of death for meditation.
All right, well, it's
rod of peace.
All right, rod of peace. But yeah, so we sat there and we listened to some music, and we even did some chanting at some point. You guys finally felt welcome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for it. There's some kids who are sketched out, but
I think it's just people aren't used to the idea of meditation. Like even worse, if you even speak of chanting, as I did yesterday, you get ridiculed.
Yeah, and laughed at.
Yeah, and they want to just beat you with a wooden stick. I can see it.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of them actually want to do it, but they know that other people are just going to say, like, what? That's crazy, so they just decide not to.
I mean, yeah, I understand, but I just hope that people can finally just, step outside of their boundaries and, take a chance. I mean, if they don't want to, they don't have to, of course, but I don't know. I thought it would be cool to do have a harmony of an ohm.
If it was serious, it would be cool.
I mean, it could be serious. It's just they weren't treating it seriously.
With the people that we're trying to get to do it, maybe not.
Oh, so if it was more respected...
People who are willing to take it seriously.
Okay, so if it was more respected, like with more respected, like more official people,
yeah.
you would be more down. It's just the fact that they're with your stupid friends.
I didn't call them stupid. I like my friends.
No.
They're just not... They're not, I don't know. Maybe not in the right mindset.
Alright, so you didn't feel like... You felt like it would be a waste of time to even try to get
more
them.
Or less.
Okay, I see. Well, then why are you hanging out with these people, Elijah?
Because I like them for reasons aside from meditation.
Well, no, but it's not just meditation. It's more just. It sounds like you can't do what you want all the time with them.
I mean, I definitely can't, but that's why I have friends like you, Christian.